hot second, so...
Oh, you started.
Second? Yeah, I did.
Didn't even notice. Hi. Are you heartbroken? Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker. It is starring Jessica, and it is starring Jessica with...
Melissa.
And Amanda.
Hello.
Hi. I know you missed us desperately.
She started school.
I'm sorry.
And
now I have a job again.
Yes. Yep. Sadly.
And it's been a doozy.
Yeah.
So, we're hybrid, so there's so many different things with schools, and I do know, I think there are 3 schools in the state of Michigan that have already shut down for a while. Not us though, because we're making smart choices.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let's go into not smart choices. We'll just start right out by talking about Jessica.
Yeah, because...
What a great segue.
I know, and it's so sad because it's last book there was a glimpse of the mature Jessica, and then say goodbye to that. We're back to the Jessica we know and love.
We had some very serious books. There was Robin dealing with the fat shaming, and then Liz almost dies. Well, now we're back to the good old classic high school trash right here. And
not to give a deal breaker, but there's going to be in the next few episodes slut shaming. So
yes,
we're going to have another trigger warning coming up for you guys. We never thought we would have trigger warnings for our Sweet Valley High podcast.
The way this started was through text message. We were literally just making this up on the fly. This all happened within a 5-hour time span. It was we should do that, and she came over, and then we planned it
within
all out.
15 minutes, I'm I'll come over.
Yeah, so that's how this was born, and we never imagined there would be so many serious topics to discuss.
And we have 52 followers on Instagram, and we have a handful of followers on this. So
you should follow us on Instagram.
We're going to post a really cool picture later.
I don't know if I would describe it as cool, but okay.
It'll make you laugh. We're going to be on so many people's phone backgrounds with it.
I know. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than the hair clip. Can I talk about my hair clip?
Do it.
This is from J. Crew. This is a tortoiseshell hair clip made in France, and it is the best hair clip I've ever used. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I love these things. Go to J. Crew. Doesn't give you a headache. Keeps your hair away from your face.
I may need to.
I love this thing. Go to Birch Run. They're half off there. That's a drive for a hair clip.
I know, that is a drive for a hair clip. Especially since I signed up for Shipt for my grocery shopping, which I know I'm late to the game. They've been doing it for 2 to 3 years.
Well, you can go online and also order the hair clip. If I buy any more, I'll get you some.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
In case you're down there. So, yeah.
Yes.
Splendor. My neighbors, they had some pretty decent background music. It looks like he's
cleaning his car.
He's cleaning his car. So, they're good neighbors because they really do take care of, their stuff.
Do they still have their ducks? Wait.
No, they don't. I think maybe they got rid of them. They still have the place for them. They were so sweet. My neighbors had 2 little ducks, and then they'd let them waddle around the yard, and they were just so cute. Oh, there's the music back again.
Yes. Yes, we got some music in the background.
Yeah.
Yay.
And then my awesome brush pile, right there.
There might also be some squirrels.
Oh my God, they're so
Splendor in the grass. That's what this opens with. So speaking of, there might be some splendor in the grass.
I think, were they getting frisky? I think they were getting frisky. Maybe.
Well, one of them had food in his mouth.
That's true.
So I think it was a food battle.
Fair enough.
But there's your cat on the prowl.
Yeah.
So Jessica is trying to, when we last spoke, Jessica was trying to convince Bill to be in love with her, but he loved Liz. And then by the time this book opens, he is in love with Jessica.
Just like that.
So he thinks, just like that. So she's trying to make him kiss her more as they rehearse in the play. Suddenly they're in a play.
Yeah. Of course there's a play. And of course there's kissing because they're the leads.
Yeah. That's such a good trope, though. That's such a good vehicle, So Jessica is forcing Bill to kiss her in front of everybody, and everyone's laughing, and Bill's embarrassed. And the other thing to know is that Bill is an amazing actor. Everyone thinks he's going to be the next Richard Gere. I can't say it without laughing. So not only can he surf, he can also act.
He's the 1980s Renaissance man.
He is. So we go from Bill being embarrassed to then him saying he was hopelessly hooked on Jessica. So, yeah. So that was interesting.
And then there's Dee Dee. She's part of the crew in the play. And she clearly likes Bill. And
into Bill.
Every single time she kind of gets close to him to have a chat with him, Jessica always like weasels her way into the conversation and takes over, because that's just what Jessica does.
Yes. And Dee Dee's dad is a Hollywood producer. And he's going to be coming to
the play.
But I believe he comes to, or someone comes to one of the rehearsals, a talent scout
Yes.
or something. And they report back to her dad that someone in the play is Hollywood material. And of course Jessica thinks it's her.
Of course.
But I would have to say that, I don't know, I feel like the tagline on this book is a little misleading. It says, will Jessica break Bill's heart too? But
Like
that's not really the main plot of the book. Like,
No, it isn't.
Bill's kind of wishy-washy the whole time, like thinking he's in love with Jessica. But we learn that there's a reason why he thinks he
Julianne.
is. Yes. Bill had a girlfriend, Julianne, who died in a car accident. And and he moved and came to Sweet Valley. And when he saw Elizabeth, he thought she looked a lot like Julianne.
And so, of course, since Jess looks like Elizabeth, because, twins.
Yeah.
That-
Perfect looking twins. You know.
eye roll here.
The eye roll. I know.
And I'm sorry, like, I'll be touching my nose because I feel another sneeze coming on.
You can sneeze. It's not a sin.
And that could be an awesome background noise for you all if I have to go and blow my nose. Wow. Yeah, it's classy. I mean, I'm going to have the guys just lining up for me.
Nothing says love like a sneeze.
And a nice nose blow.
Yes.
And then I called it, I'm like, is the psychological term for it transference? Like, where he's projecting his love on someone who resembles someone that he's lost or that he's loved. I know I'm getting deep now with this.
We are getting deep. Well,
but that's what I wrote down in my notes. I read this maybe in July, and it's almost mid-September. So
where does the time go?
And we're finally getting cooler weather.
Yeah.
I love this time of year.
I went to a tiki bar on Friday night, and I had a winter hat on.
You did, yeah.
And gloves and a jacket.
But not your winter jacket, because
No.
that's for Antarctica.
Not that jacket, no.
She has one of those Canada Goose jackets, and like I love that jacket because of the straps it has on the inside. So whenever we go shopping in the wintertime, like, she's all bundled up outside, but then she can take it off and still has on
backpack straps. Yeah. Every jacket should have that.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So you don't have to keep it over your arm or...
Yeah. It's like the most genius thing ever.
It's kind of the one reason why I want one of their jackets, but I don't want to spend $600 or more on a jacket just because of the backpack straps that it has on the inside. I should probably just sew some into...
I could sell you on other points, but that's for another day.
Maybe we'll do one where we're outside in the cold.
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
For one of their winter ones.
Yes. Okay.
Special edition.
All
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned, people. We are getting way off track.
We are.
That's what happens when we don't do this for a while.
And also when we don't see each other much.
I know.
Stupid job. Who needs it anyway?
Don't say that.
That's sarcasm, folks.
Yes.
Don't report that to my school district.
Anyway, we should censor this part. So Jessica's trying to go after another guy named Tom McKay.
Who is Tom McKay again? I have Tom in here.
He's this random guy that Jessica likes.
Okay. Because she can't just have one guy.
Another one of Jessica's victims. Yes. So she's like at the beach flirting with Bill, but also flirting with Tom. And Tom has this really cheesy pickup line.
Go, show me.
I don't believe in sharks, Tom said, nuzzling Jessica's cheek. Only mermaids. Yeah. If there's anyone who is a shark and a mermaid, it's Jessica.
Yeah.
So
she's multifaceted.
Are you implying there's something fishy about me? Oh, stop with the fish puns.
Please.
I love a good pun, but not when it's about fish.
Unless it's on Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She got me into Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I love it. I need to buy my turnips today.
Buy your turnips.
Stock.
I spent 100,000 bells on turnips this morning.
I may be able to do a good chunk of change now that I've sold. I scored big. 403 bells.
Nice.
And I bought them for, I think, 107.
Very good.
Thank you
I
very
didn't do that good, that well.
Now I just need to get, was it KK, the
Oh,
dog?
yes, the dog. He came to sing on my birthday. Well, it wasn't my birthday, it was my dog's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Because that's what
and my Animal Crossing character's birthday. But yeah, he sang me my own happy birthday song.
Yep. So that's what I got to work on next, is get him to come to our island. Anyway,
Well,
we are really off topic, and I
Tom
love it.
McKay is coming over to Jessica's island, and he's all about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Todd. Oh, good old Todd Wilkins. His ex-girlfriend, Patsy Weber. I'm sorry. Patsy Weber. I'm sorry if your name is Patsy Weber.
I know a Patsy. It's my mom's friend, and she's my mama Patsy. But I think she would even laugh at this as well,
I
too.
know people named Patsy, but I don't know people named Patsy who are supermodels in Paris, is what I'm getting at.
Correct. Oh, yeah.
And I also don't think that in 1983 was Patsy still like a really popular name.
I don't think so.
So if you're,
Because the Patsies I know are, like, my parents' age.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Like the timeline of the name. I'm not saying it's
And
impossible,
on
but
your Instagram for your writing business, you talked about names. And that's the
Yes.
biggest thing. Like, you want to have names that are current. I mean, I'm fortunate. I teach in a school, so I know what the current names are, what the current names were when they were born. Mm-hmm. But, like, a lot of Mackenzies, which is why in my book I have a Mackenzie in there, because it's just
it's
a
true.
popular name.
Names are really important. Like, I think Jessica is the perfect name for this series because that is such an 80s name.
It is.
I mean,
So is
there's
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yes. Those are very 80s, but I just don't see Patsy. Todd, like, that's a good name. Kara, that's a good name. Todd, Dee Dee, that is, I had a Barbie and the Rockers. Dee Dee, the Dee Dee doll. I had her.
And so, yeah, that's an excellent 80s name. But
Yes, but Patsy Weber. She
It
sounds
sounds like
like
a
she
bookworm.
should be cooking casseroles in a Lutheran church in the Midwest, not modeling in Paris. Okay?
I love the specificity.
That is my opinion on Patsy Weber.
Fair
okay,
enough.
that needs to be on our
We need to do a
Instagram.
Canva of that one. Yeah.
Yes. So
We still have not done the Bruce's worst then.
Oh, I know.
We got to get on that.
Yeah,
We're
Bruce isn't-
sorry for our Instagram followers for not
I know.
following up on this
It's been
stuff.
a rough couple weeks, I
It
would
has
say.
been, yeah.
Life has been weird. So Patsy Weber is this very exotic supermodel. She's wearing all the latest fashions, and she just happens to be Todd's ex-girlfriend. Now, Liz is a green-eyed monster. She is very upset about this. She can't deal with it, and Olivia lets it slip that Todd used to be in love with her. But, you know, Todd and Liz are 16, so, like, how long were they really in love when they were 14?
I know.
Or whatever it was, but... And
I have in here that Liz and Todd are both being jerks with this. Like, Liz, as always, like, this is her great flaw, is she cannot talk to Todd when she feels something.
yes.
And I get, but that's very much a 16-year-old. Let's avoid
No,
the
for
situation.
sure.
Let's not ruffle feathers when it's just like,
And
ruffle the shit out of those
I
feathers.
think Liz has, like, been conditioned to this because of Jessica, too.
yeah.
So, like, this is Liz's way of coping with everything.
Oh my God, we're getting very psychological.
I
on this
know.
one. Love
Liz
it.
is just trying to cope with everything going on with Todd, and she's her way of doing it is shutting down, and I'm just going to throw myself into my work.
Right. And
I
Todd
can relate to you, Liz.
And Todd is a complete jerk because he is being too flirty. Like, you
He is.
don't flirt or do anything like that. Like, the whole...
You don't rub your ex-girlfriend's
just a
back.
little suntan lotion? That,
No.
There is no such thing with an ex-girlfriend, just a little suntan lotion.
And I get that they're 16. Okay, maybe that was a blind spot. He's not a full-grown man yet. But up until this point, Todd has been pretty perfect.
yeah.
Todd, I might have to let go of one of my flames for you.
He is on my list. Of course.
I was like stressing about it. I'm like, oh my God, Todd.
He's going to lose his streak.
I know.
And Enid, of course, with her is the voice of reason.
Yes.
I think it's pages 85 and 86 if you want to flip to it. And then...
It was the way he was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Am I imagining the fact that Patsy is gorgeous and sophisticated? He used to be in love with her. Yes.
Doesn't
that stuck out to me
necessarily
too.
mean that he is now. So, like, Liz is freaking out over this and saying he used to be in love with her. And Enid's like, yes, he used to be in love with her. Doesn't mean he is now.
Yeah.
He has you now. And it's like, Enid, Best Friend of the Year award.
I would totally be acting like Liz, though. I have to admit. I would be like, no, I'm ignoring you. You can come and find me. Like, that's what Liz is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. But going back to Bill, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bill is very malleable. He is like, he has no roots as a character.
No.
He's just like there and being flung around in all these books, I think. So he's not rooted. He's a character, but he's not like super deep.
He is only there for the reaction with other characters.
Yeah, he's a vehicle of moving the rest of Sweet Valley forward. He's
Correct.
really not.
He's there for the good drama that can take place because Dee Dee in this one wants to learn how to surf, right?
Yes.
And of course, who's going to teach her better than
And
Bill?
the star surfer.
And so she goes out and
I shouldn't be laughing.
what? For
Go
the
ahead.
surfing competition, and then Dee Dee almost drowns.
Dee Dee almost dies, and
Bill saves
Bill
her.
kisses her awake, and they're in love.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Love it.
I wrote love. That was fast. So not only, I do, actually the death of the girlfriend gave Bill a little more depth. I
Yes,
think.
it did.
Like I was like, oh, well, finally he's like a human being.
Right.
Not just this eye candy surfer guy who can do no wrong. He can act, he can
I mean,
surf, he can
hold
save
on, like-
lives.
Eye candy. Like, hello, stud muffin. He's like, hey, baby. How
I
you
know.
doing?
I just have to stand here and look handsome. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, at first I thought his shirt said Sweet Valley Golf Club. I was like, wrong club. No, it says surf.
Yeah, it's Bill, not Bruce.
Yes. So.
Yep, and then, so once they're in love, obviously, he ditches Jessica, and Jess is fine with that because she ditches Bill for Tom, but then Tom moves on too. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of poetic.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And then Jessica's jilted in love yet again.
Yes, and the play happens. Jessica is magnificent. Bill is amazing. But the Hollywood Scout does not want Jessica. They want Bill.
Of course.
So,
Like, everyone knows
Bill
that.
is the golden boy.
He is.
So that's good news for Bill. And the whole time in this book, Bill is like, I don't know. He's like talking about being doomed in love, which is like cracked me up the whole time.
So one of my favorite quotes in this, and I had it on my post-it note and I had to save it because it uses the line, Bill sitting at home pining for her. And I hate that because she just wants adoration. She doesn't want a relationship. She wants someone to adore her.
That's true.
And so I put in here, stop being a twat, Jessica.
Well, I have a quote about Liz that I would like
Yes.
to share. She's talking with Jessica about Todd, and Jessica's talking about, what is she saying here? Oh, she calls him a rat. Jessica calls Todd a rat. And this line says, Elizabeth wasn't sure she liked hearing Todd called a rat, even if she did feel like boiling him in oil at the moment. So Liz is really mad.
Yeah.
She wants to boil.
Boil in oil.
Boil, yes.
Boil Todd in oil.
Yep. And Jessica has no idea what's going on with Patsy. Like, that's another thing. Would someone like Jessica really not notice Patsy?
Right.
Like, Patsy would be big time competition
That's exactly
for
what I'm
Jessica.
thinking.
So, I don't know, maybe she's just that self-absorbed. Also, we get a sneak peek of Roger Barrett, who
Yes.
I believe is he Tom Patman, Bruce Patman's cousin, or I think he turns out to be Bruce Patman's cousin
Really?
way later down the line.
Okay.
Like
so they
way
look into
later.
that.
So
Again, this goes... And it doesn't give us any warning that it's going to be cutting out.
it's like Zoom. It's the free version of Zoom. Anyway,
True.
we've been spending a lot of time on Zoom.
Yes, we have.
Every Wednesday, do you want to join our book club?
Yes. It's really fun.
Email us.
Yeah.
Message us on Instagram.
DMS.
It is fun.
What is the
We're
word?
reading Song Below Water.
It is, yeah.
I've only read one page.
Maybe I need to do, maybe that should be our goal.
Yeah.
Is to get a
I
little
need
bit
to read
further
at
in.
least a chapter.
Because it's good so far. I like it. It's a good description. It's really setting kind of a good mystery behind it.
Well, here's what I did. I read a very emotionally involved book, and then when I finished it, I was like, oh my gosh. I just was like, couldn't start anything else that night. And I was thinking A Song Below Water would be perfect to start, because it's not, I don't know anything about it really. But yeah, I didn't. I didn't start
It's
it that
young
night.
adult fantasy, mermaids, and is it druids? I think one of them. One of the
Yes.
characters.
So that's
is.
what we're reading. We started with Gone with the Wind.
I'm sorry, that was totally my fault.
That was a really
I
big...
just really wanted to get that done because it was a goal of mine. Mm-hmm. And these suckers came along with it. So
Oh my god. This is life with her. Suckers. Suckers.
I think Katie's right that I'm going to eventually turn into a Slytherin. I started Ravenclaw, then I was Hufflepuff, then I just took the test. Gryffindor. I don't see it.
I'm a Hufflepuff. Through and through.
Yeah, she is total Hufflepuff.
Anyway, so there's a lot of pop culture references in here. So we have Miss America, Jaws, Ping Pong, Jello, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford, Matt Dillon, Jessica Lange, Robert Redford, Richard Gere, Sylvester Stallone. Did I miss any?
Yes, Barbara Walters, Ann Landers, Wet Look Swimsuits, Bo Derek. Did you say James Bond?
I did not. Oh,
And
and
then-
there was another one. It was a TV show. It was like That's Inspiration or something. Someone mentions it. I don't even know if it's real.
And that was probably like my thing is like, is this for real?
Yeah.
Although I think the next book has the Hill Street Blues, and I'm like, this does sound real, and I looked up. It is.
Yeah, that is real. So yeah, that's kind of how the book ends. Is Bill and Dee Dee end up together, and Roger is kind of, see, look at that. We started talking about Roger and then went on a big tangent. Anyway,
This is life with us, though. So if
we get back to the point eventually.
eventually,
Roger becomes an important person in this Sweet Valley world, and he comes back later on. But he's very poor, he's working, and Liz, your privilege was showing. Liz is like really self-absorbed with her Todd problems, and then Roger's like at school admitting, well, I have to work because I have to, help my family or whatever. So,
he is
Yeah.
a janitor in the office building where her dad
yes.
works, since he's a lawyer, but they're in a building with a lot of other companies and businesses, and Roger's a janitor, which is a completely respectable career, but they picked the perfect one because people do perceive janitors as being,
Yeah.
the dregs of society, when honestly you can't run a place without quality janitorial staff.
I used to be a janitor.
Yeah, at Spalding, right?
Yep. I was a
Spalding Hall.
janitor when I was in college, and it is hard work. It was my full-time job for 2 summers, I think. And it is hard work, but it was, a good job for what I
Yeah.
I was in college, just working for the summer. And that's like a hard career, I think, picking up after people. Oh my gosh. Like,
And so as a teacher, and especially as an art teacher, I was told, you want, the janitors should only be there to sweep the floors and throw away the trash. They should not be cleaning up after your students. If the students are making the mess, they need to clean it up. And I know that not all art teachers were that way, because the custodians were always so nice to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And they're like, no, trust us. You keep your room very clean. We love helping you out. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
But it's but I was taught that, like, you have to treat your custodial staff with respect, your secretaries and parapros, because they can either make your day or completely ruin it.
That is true.
So
I feel like the same thing could be said for a janitor. Like, you left all that barf on the floor. Well, take care of it tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy that smell. So
But yeah, Roger's a janitor, so I guess the setup was pretty good that he was at where her dad works. So that made sense. But she was just like completely shocked to see him working, which I thought was just so ridiculous because, I don't know, I've had a job forever.
Yeah,
So.
and that was just the thing. Like, actually, having a job in high school is kind of a status symbol in some ways, or at least in the school that I went to, the school I teach at. Like, kids want the jobs. They want to have their own money so they don't have to be begging their parents for cash if they need something. And and it's so valuable to have a career. But then it's like, but then you get kids like Liz and Jessica that like jobs.
Yeah.
You know that their parents are probably going to pay for college for them because they have that privilege. And I definitely did not grow up in that situation at all.
Oh, I was a berry picker before I was 16, because legally to work at a store or whatever, you have to be 16. But before that, I was a berry picker and a babysitter, and I used to get picked up in a pickup truck at like 5:30, 6 in the morning with other kids in the back of a truck, no seat belts.
No, of course not.
That would be totally realistic in here.
It would be.
And we would drive to the berry field, and we would pick strawberries.
I was wondering, like, it's got to be strawberries
Yep.
for the strawberry festival.
We would pick strawberries until noon, and then I think we got paid like 15 cents a quart or something crazy. And we'd like get out with our $20. I'd be like, I'm so rich.
What were some of my first jobs? I worked at the ice cream parlor before I was 16, and you could only do the dishes there. You only had to be behind. So I did dishes and cleaned up the tables, and I did some babysitting, but that wasn't really my gig because I don't know, little kids in me. There's a reason why I'm not an elementary school teacher.
I was a very sought after babysitter.
I'm sure
everyone wanted me to babysit for them. You know
course.
why? Because I cleaned their house when they were gone.
And it wasn't like I was a bad babysitter, but it's just like, I would be exhausted. I'm like, nope, I'm not, like, but it told me when I went into education, I'm like, I cannot do elementary. I cannot do elementary, because I would do better with the older kids. If the kids were closer to their teens, I just felt like I related to them better, so I knew I'd be a better secondary education teacher. And then I worked at the ice cream parlor a lot. Many summers, even after I graduated from college and didn't have a teaching job yet. Made good tips. I mean, you go to a kind of touristy area, scoop in ice cream cones, and you get the rich people from Detroit that have their summer homes up by you.
That makes sense.
There was a guy on the PGA tour that came in. He left his wallet. So I'm like, ugh. So I like just wanted to see what his address was. This is back when we had phone books, and used them. Called the house.
Wow.
And his wife answers. I'm like, hi, does so-and-so live here? And she's like, yes. I said, this is Amanda. I'm from the corner house. I just want to let you know that he left his wallet here. We have it in the back ready for him. He can come back and pick it up. She's like, he went and got ice cream without me? I'm like, whoops. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe he didn't take anything to go. Like, I'm so sorry. And he came back in later on and asked to talk to me. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead and look in your wallet, make sure everything is there. Like, I just kept everything back, you know. And he's like, he didn't even look at it. He just reached in to grab a 20 and says, thank you for your integrity. I'm like,
aww,
thank you. And then I had to share those tips. So I'm like, I go like this to my boss. I'm like, $20. We're all sharing for my integrity. So
yeah, we weren't allowed to have tips at Kmart, where I worked for 5 years. But if I ever found money on the ground and nobody claimed it, after 30 days we were allowed to keep it. Yay! So every once in a while I got an extra $5.
So
anyway,
yeah, so
Roger has a job, and that's a good thing. Jessica and Elizabeth did have their summer job nannying. That was like, yeah, I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah.
And not that nannying is not a real job,
because we know people who are nannies.
Yeah,
actually, that's a really good career, honestly. If you are good with kids.
Our friend Kathleen is a nanny.
Girl I went to high school was a nanny for a long time because they take you everywhere. I think Mandy went to Europe a few times, and it's all paid for.
My whole point was, in Malibu summer, they weren't really nannying, were
No.
they?
I don't remember too much, except Jessica did get along with that one girl.
Jessica did get along with the kid, the difficult kid. So, I'm just throwing shade at the Wakefield twins. That's all I'm doing.
Pretty much. At their privilege.
Yes. Anyway.
Ready for the Hatometer?
Sure. This was the most random
I know.
thing ever.
But we're getting, like, look at this. We're only like 30 minutes in normally for the first couple.
I know. We could probably cut out like 20 minutes of this too.
More than likely. But you're here for the fun random.
Yes, it's true.
So I have Bill.
All right.
Ready? Mm-hmm. Go.
Bill is average.
Yes.
He is fine. He is there.
He's that guy that is really cute to look at, but you could not, like, I would not be able to handle talking to him.
Yeah.
Because he has no depth.
Yes, exactly.
You know, he may tell me his story about Julianne, and that would probably pick him up a little bit, but no. He's just a pretty face.
Yep, that's how I feel about Bill too.
Ready for Todd?
No.
Ready? And go. I knew she was going to drop. And he's normally a 4 for me, and I had to drop him as well, too, because he's just being a jerk.
Well, I did. And I did not drop him to a 3 because, well, I thought he was being an idiot. Mm-hmm. Yes. But he did confront Liz and say, "What is going on? Why are you avoiding me?" So he did, like, get the hint. So I'll give him a little credit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he should not have been rubbing up on Patsy.
That was the thing. I'm like, are you doing, Todd?
Yeah. Like, no.
Like, that is no. So if there are any teenage guys out there watching this for any reason, and you're with your girlfriend and your ex meets you guys on the beach and she asks for you to rub her back, say no.
Yeah, don't do it.
Or ask your girlfriend to say, like, hey, how about you, like, get this? You know, you girls know how you want it. Because that's a suggestive thing.
Yeah.
Like, rubbing up skin against skin at the beach.
And her top was untied.
Oh, yeah, like, it just took it every step further, and it's just like,
okay.
I'm reading this and saying, like, no, Todd, no,
I know.
no, and then he does it, I'm like, you idiot. Way to go, buddy. I have Tom in there.
Tom. I really have.
I don't even remember much about him.
I know.
So I'm going to base it on whatever we've talked about. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Oh, my gosh, that was... I grabbed 1, 3.
I mean, he's all right.
I think he's the same as Bill.
Fun.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's a pretty face. Fun boy.
Must be cute if Jessica likes him.
Exactly. And then Roger.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Roger has a heart.
He does.
We don't even know Roger very well yet. He's pining away for Lila, by the way. That's the next book.
Yes.
We don't know Roger very much yet, but we know that he works hard. Mm-hmm. And he isn't afraid to talk about the fact that he doesn't have as much as other kids in Sweet Valley, which is really hard.
That's
hard to
admit,
yeah.
Especially when everything's about social status and the haves, and you're dealing with people like Lila and Bruce, and they don't say anything like that he's ugly or anything like that, so he's just shy and quiet and kind of keeps to himself, and it's just like you can just tell he's sweet the way that he was talking to Liz, and then she treats him like that. But I also have him here, Ned Wakefield, and I cannot remember why. Did he make an appearance?
As a hottie?
Well, on the Hot-O-Meter.
Wow. I mean, we could go out with Ned. So.
We could go out with Ned.
We could date
I'm
Ned.
trying. I should have written down if there was a description of him. Then that would be really good.
Well, was it when Liz was at the
it had to have been. I'm going to let her look that up.
Oh, gosh. I do not remember where that was whatsoever. Oh, wait. Maybe it's right here. She's running into... She's running into Roger at the office. Why did she go to her dad's office? Oh, she's writing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and then she's
her
crying
father promised to get her an interview. That's what it was. So the guy who owns the building. Yes.
Oh, yes.
I don't know why you...
And then summer job opportunities were coming along nicely.
Yeah. Yes, well, she's only looking for job opportunities that serve her, which is a smart move.
It is, actually.
But if you're someone like Roger, that's not you don't have that choice.
No, you have to do whatever it takes to make money.
Yep. Yeah, I was supposed to work at a grocery store, but they were so slow in interviewing me that I started working at Kmart back in the day. Actually, it was kind of fun because all my friends ended up working there. I started a trend.
My friend Kelly was laid off this year because of COVID. And she's been doing anything. She's been doing babysitting. She's just been doing whatever it takes. And she posted about her son. She has an 8-year-old son. Super sweet. He knows that, like, she's going and taking any jobs possible. He wanted to give her $5 from his bank.
Oh, that is so sweet.
To help out. And she's like, no, buddy, I won't take your money. And she says, I'm working. It's fine. And so,
that is
like,
adorable.
she seems... It's like, when she posted, I'm like, oh my gosh, your son. That is the sweetest thing. Like, that is, I think, like, good parenting right there is teaching your kid that kindness right away because you don't see it all that much.
I'm not ringing a bell on Ned.
Okay.
We should just do him anyway. Ned.
Well, speaking of that.
Okay, I have some thoughts on Ned.
Go for it.
I just imagine Ned as being like a total hottie.
Yes! Yes!
Like, to me, he's just like, I am Ned. I am this, you know.
He's got his shit together. And clearly, like, the girls thought there was something up with him and Mariana in the first book.
Yes.
So it's like, you know there's got to be something, like, appealing and attractive to him.
Yeah. And Alice, like, you know, Alice is very beautiful and put together. So I think when you're, you know, with someone for a long time, if you're still wanting, like, you still want to keep that up, then there's a spark there.
Yeah, there is.
So Ned, I don't know. I've always thought that Ned was just like, he must be a hot guy.
Must be a total hottie. Total hottie.
He is
but
working
like
in that giant building.
And I think in, like, such kind of a, not nerdy way, but, like, because they describe him as being, a little bit more serious.
Yeah,
and
he's kind of in that, he's like in the Clark Kent way.
Yes.
Oh gosh, that's what I like about Alan. Now that well, now the Ned thing is making sense.
Then it's definitely like, well, it's just like, I'm going to take my 5 stars and your 5 stars,
Yes.
and we're going to have,
I
like,
suddenly
10
love
flames.
Ned. Yeah.
Team Ned.
Well, he's like studious.
Yes.
Studious and powerful, which is a dangerous combination. Yes. Okay, so Ned.
Yeah.
Anyone else on our man list? I don't think so.
No, that was all I had. The next one should be better because, well, within a couple of these, it should be better because I have only read up to the next one. So, well, I am on the Suzanne.
We should do another special edition soon.
Yeah, we should.
We'll have to dig through those. Maybe we could work our way through the superstar ones. Because, you know, we know Enid pretty well.
And Bruce.
And Bruce.
Enid would be a good one.
Yeah,
we
Enid
could do,
would
like,
be.
a best friend theme one because she's like, oh my gosh, we could totally be twinning. Which isn't hard with the two of us.
When she bought her house,
This is a great story.
we were helping her move stuff here. And my husband came over, and he was looking around because she had hardly anything in here.
I
It
had,
was
like, a few bags and a
there was
few
like
boxes.
5 things in her living room. And he said, he looked at me, and he said, why is all your stuff over here? He thought it was mine.
Because of the bag. It was a 31 bag that we both have.
It wasn't my stuff, it was hers, but all of our stuff just looks alike.
It does. And then we'll go out to eat, and I'll place an order. She's like, well, that's what I was going to have, so I'm going to have exactly what she has.
Yeah, that's usually
Especially
what
if it's
happens.
something that comes with mushrooms, and I say without the mushrooms, and they're like, oh, even without the mushrooms? And she's like, yes.
Yes.
Because those are evil.
Mushrooms are like chewing on tongues.
Ugh.
Yuck. Thank you for sticking your tongue out for emphasis. Okay. Jess versus Liz. Okay.
I have who was more
Who was
mature,
more
and now I
mature?
can't even remember.
Ugh. Yeah, okay.
And because
I think I know. I have some opinions.
this is a tough one.
I'm solidified.
It's close. Shit, it's close.
Be
All right.
interesting to see what you say.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was ridiculously close.
I said Jessica because she was being the same old Jessica, just going after whatever it was that she wanted, right? She did a good job in the play. I give her credit for sticking to being in the play.
I know.
So she showed some responsibility. She went to the rehearsals. Mm-hmm. She was in the play. Yes, she was being extremely flighty with guys, but she's always like that.
Correct.
And she was just trying to, like, I don't even know, like, manipulate Bill and Tom. So she was being herself. Not the most mature thing, but it also wasn't. I mean, it
really
was like,
immature.
It was harmless in the grand scheme of things because she gets burned by Tom and Bill falls in love with Dee Dee and all is well.
Right.
So nobody's really hurt, and she doesn't do anything manipulative with the Hollywood agent.
Right, which is actually kind of a shocker because I would have expected that.
She doesn't do anything crazy. She just wants to get noticed, but that doesn't happen. Whereas Liz, on the other hand, is just like ghosting Todd, not talking to him. I mean, Liz is totally acting like me.
Yeah.
So
and Liz is totally acting like so many 16-year-old girls out there. So it's just like, wow.
Or 39-year-old girls.
I know. Oh, I know. Holy shit.
Yes. So
I
picked
keeps
Jess
bringing out this music
for that reason.
And for me, like I said, it's been a while, and it's just, Liz, yeah, she was ghosting, but again, she's acting like a 16-year-old girl, and then, of course, her and Todd make up by the end, blah, 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 like they usually do. I know,
I love how our evaluation was the same, but the people were soft. Yeah, it was kind of hard to choose.
It was.
There wasn't a lot of...
They both had immature moments, but then they both overcame them for the most part. It's just, I think my biggest thing with Liz is that it always irritates me that it's just like, okay, you clearly have been dating for a while. Can you please just talk to your boyfriend? Just talk to him.
And this book didn't really have a plot. Like, it just
No.
it was more like someone sat down and wrote a ton of scenes that go together, but there wasn't like...
Something that kept them
There was
consistent.
not an anchor. There wasn't,
Because there was the surfing, and then there was the Patsy, and then there was
the play.
the play.
Yeah.
And it all just, like, it all had the same characters with it, but...
I guess it was kind of really like an actual soap opera.
It was.
When you sit down and watch it on TV. And who doesn't love that?
I know.
No.
So,
Yeah.
that's it. And then... Yeah, we didn't actually, for once, I think this was the first time we didn't use the ice cube.
We didn't use the ice cube. Well, maybe we should just give one to Bruce for fun.
Yes.
Bruce.
He wasn't in here, but Bruce, this is what you get.
You still get an ice cube.
I'm still bitter
And
about
Ken Matthews, you still get all the fires.
Wondering if there will be a day that, like, we both don't give Ken
I know.
a 5 flame.
I know, and I try to think about the books I remember with Ken, and I can't remember any that make me think.
Exactly. The ones I remember are the cheerleader ones. Love those.
Oh, I know. Ken is really cute.
The mystery date, which you got for me on one of those orders, because I loved, like, that was my favorite one with Ken and Olivia. I'm like...
So next time, which hope we cannot let so much time go by.
We can't.
And we'll figure out our schedule.
And this is
later.
actually really interesting.
So next time we are through 9 books already.
I know.
That's pretty good.
We're doing good.
I know. Love on the Run. We're gonna see what happens with Roger and Lila.
And it's Love on the Run in this preview, but they changed the name of the book to Racing Hearts.
Yes, you are right. Mm-hmm.
Because I have the book ready for you. I already gave it to you, and you can actually see it.
I think I have 2 copies of that one.
Right here. So after Heartbreaker, you can see that it says Racing Hearts, even though right there it says Love on the Run. Because that's what, like, drew my attention. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So
copy editing is important, or maybe that was a change.
Right, it could have been a last minute change.
Yes.
Maybe there was, like, a copyright issue with the phrase Love on a Run. I don't know.
Who knows?
It'd be
Who
interesting.
knows?
If anyone does know, like if anyone had worked for
Yeah.
Francine Pascal at the time and can enlighten us, drop us a little note. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Anyone at Bantam Books?
Yeah. Starring Jessica podcast at gmail.com.
Yep. Follow us on Instagram. Starring Jessica.
And then you'll see our lovely faces, and just stay tuned for a couple of good things that we're going to be posting. We got to post more. At least get them ready to go.
We need a content calendar.
We do. You're better at that.
Yeah, I know lots of programs.
And that was just your job for a while, too.
It was.
So.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.